Now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sarah Swistak. Ingham County may not be done cleaning house at the Animal Control Department. Earlier today, the spotlight was on the shelter's veterinarian. Alana Latang tells us why she's the latest staffer whose job could be in jeopardy.
The Board of Commissioners is discussing what's next at the shelter and for the shelter veterinarian. A couple weeks ago, we told you animal advocates claim Dr. Karen Worthington is equally responsible for the mistreatment of dogs at the shelter as the former director who was just fired. Tonight, that fight continues.
She needs to go. Shelter life is not for Dr. Worthington.
Connie Capucha with the Advocates for Reform at the Ingham County Animal Control and Shelter has repeatedly brought up concerns about Dr. Worthington.
Concerns are her inabilities to handle shelter life in an appropriate way, in a competent way of caring for the animals. Her incompetence, basically. It's a big concern.
Capucha says Worthington should at least be suspended like the former director and deputy director were.
And the third one just seems to skirt out underneath the radar and not having any responsibility for her actions. And that's unfortunate.
At this time, that opinion is not unanimous on the board.
In my opinion, I did not see it being warranted a suspension at that time.
Worthington is not under investigation yet, but Commissioner Brian Crenshaw says the board has asked the Michigan Board of Veterinary Medicine to investigate.
And then they will either A, do an investigation, or B, read it and say there's nothing here that warrants an investigation.
And Crenshaw tells me those decisions can't be made overnight.
We do have to let processes play out.
Well, here's where things stand. Since we started our investigation in June, the Ingham County Board of Commissioners fired Director John Dinan. Deputy Director Ann Burns retired before the board made a decision on her. Ingham County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Andy Danzer is the acting director. The Board of Commissioners did say who will be a part of the search committee tonight to find a full-time replacement. Specifics of who is appointed will be at the next board meeting.